Hey, hey, hey. I love it. Come on. I got some people here with me tonight. Welcome to the men's call. I know we have some ladies on here as well. We're glad you're here, and we're excited to spend a few minutes with you tonight. I'm excited because what I want to talk with you about is something really massive in my life. It's been a big focus. It continues to be a big focus. And so I want to talk to you tonight about 10 vital steps towards your personal growth and development in your life. As you begin to move forwards in your life, how do you get there? And here's what I can tell you. I'm going to give you 10 incredible secrets of where all personal development comes from, and that's wisdom. I want to speak to you tonight on wisdom. Have you ever had a need in your life for wisdom? You needed information beyond your present capacity to understand or even see. The greatest thing about a coach or a mentor, somebody in your life, is that they can see further, they can see above, they can see beyond your present circumstance. Most of us get bogged down because we don't have the lack of clarity. Wisdom in your life. If you need wisdom in your life, you tuned into the right men's call tonight to get that. I just want to tell you, if you ever have someone in your life that has wisdom, value them very deeply. It's so much stronger than common sense. Common sense is really needed, but boy, wisdom gives you a very unfair advantage. David said when he spent time with God, it gave him 3 things his enemy did not have. It gave him wisdom, insight, and understanding. So, as you look at wisdom, where are the 10 sources of wisdom that come from? Well, we first got to say, okay, before I give you these 10, that I believe all wisdom really does come from God. And in the Word of God, it talks about, above all else, get this wisdom. Wisdom in your life, Proverbs. And if you get wisdom in your life, it is the most amazing unfair advantage. The beginning of wisdom, though it costs you all you have, get it and get understanding. Right now, I wonder if I would sit down with you over a cup of coffee and ask you, what is it that you need in your life? What area of your life right now do you need wisdom? In your finances, in your relationships, in your health, in your vision? Maybe you've got 2 or 3 or 4 choices in front of you, and you need to get clarity and wisdom on what you need to do. So let's go through these real quick tonight. Number 1, if you're going to have wisdom, you've got to have open-mindedness. If you've already made your mind up and your brain is a steel trap, you're probably not going to be able to get a new view, a new understanding of what you need to do. See, most of my friends right now are going what I call through a transition. They're moving from this to this. They're leaving school, graduate, getting a job. They've done this kind of work their whole life, and now they're saying, but what now do I need to do for the rest of my life? Everybody I know is in some form of transition. Some of you are having your first child. Some of you will be grandparents for the first time. Some of you have empty nest syndrome at your house. We're all in a transition. You're moving from one place to another, and it's very spiritual. Because a lot of times we get comfortable, kind of like eaglets do in the nest, and sometimes Mama Eaglet's got to come and push the eaglets out so that they can develop the skills and abilities that they need to be overcomers. Open-mindedness. I just want to tell you, most people are closed-minded. They already have predetermined, and they don't stay open-minded. You have to be careful that you don't have a bias in your thinking that keeps you from being able to hear and take on new information. Also, where you become very judgmental. And normally when someone starts to speak, you check out because you think you already know what they're talking about. Remember, it's not only words you receive from a coach. It's a spirit. You take the spirit of the coach on, not just the wisdom of the coach. So a typical personality trait of wise individuals is they have an openness to think carefully and thoroughly as they face new information that may already challenge their already biased beliefs or thoughts. I say it and I don't think people understand exactly what I'm saying. But truthfully, what you know is keeping you from knowing what you need to know. Plus, I also need to tell you right now that knowing gets you nothing. I can know not to eat glazed donuts, but knowing I shouldn't doesn't mean I do it. I know I should work out, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to get up and put on my running shoes and go work out. And by the way, whatever it is that you won't face, this is critical what I'm going to say right now, with wisdom, is going to build up resistance in your body. You're going to carry it around. Your bias, unforgiveness, all these things. So openness to experience implies, open to new experiences implies curiosity, imagination, insightfulness, and it gives you the ability to see multiple perspectives at one time. Wow. Focusing on what you already know can limit your ability to think broadly, positively, and even hinder your ability to solve problems because all you can see is the problem. I just want to encourage you, when you think new thoughts, it brings clarity. Almost every week of my life, when I'm coaching a pastor or a leader in a business company or a coach, the number one need of their life is clarity. When you bring clarity to a muddy situation, you now can see. Number two, you've got to have empathy to have wisdom. Wise people have the ability to see other points of view. I might also add that they not only have the ability to see other people's points of view, they have ability to ask them the question, what is it that you're thinking and seeing? I think in life, if you don't have empathy for others, you will go around judging, measuring, critiquing, comparing, and criticizing. But when you sit down with somebody that does not know, if you have a critical spirit, they probably won't receive from you. But if you have a discovering spirit, help me understand that. One of my favorite questions in all the world is asking people, what made you do that? My wife and I were recently at breakfast, and a young lady that waits on us all the time, she talked about that she's now in trauma. They do trauma drawings, and it really helps people visualize what they've been through so they can get healed. And I remember looking at her and saying, what got you doing that? Now, I've known this person for probably 3 years. Empathy. She said, because my mom was homeless and I was born in the back seat of a car. What information that empathy would bring to you in your marriage, with your children, in your business, right now, do you not get because you don't have empathy? Empathy is saying, I feel what you feel. A lot of times as leaders, we give people sympathy. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. That's not what they need. Now, some people need to know and be validated, but most of us need empathy. Help me understand. I'm getting ready to do a day training here at G5, and I will be sending out emails on it because 93% of all people have no awareness. They have no personal awareness. They have no awareness of what their words, of what their body language, of their life, what they do in a setting. So when you have empathy, you have deep concerns for somebody else's welfare and their human needs, their spiritual needs, their emotional needs. Now, you're probably going to have to go back and listen to this more than once because I'm giving you a lot of really, really valuable information on what wisdom does very quickly. You listen, you assess, you adjust, and then you ask questions, not tell people what to do. You cannot tell somebody what to do if you don't know where they are. And if you don't know where they are, you can't get them to where they need to be. And you can ask questions to get people from where they are to where they want to go. If I were to ask you tonight on this call, how many of you are living your life at the highest level possible? How many of you are in full-fledged, all-out, reaching your potential right now? How many of you have absolute clarity on what you're doing and why you're doing it and the outcome of what you're doing? That's why I want to talk to you about the power of wisdom. Number 3, if you're going to have wisdom, you have to have feedback. It's called self-reflection. Self-reflection is an essential aspect of wisdom and personal growth. Highly reflective individuals are willing and able to question their own views and behaviors. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why did I say that? Why did I act like that? Why did I do that? Have you ever asked yourself, why am I so offended? Why did that hurt me that bad? Why did that irritate me so bad? Why did that make me so angry? Have you ever self-reflected? Do you know the source of your disturbance? Because without it, you'll be reactive instead of being proactive. So as you look at your life, learn to question your own views and your own behaviors, non-defensively. I just want to tell you right now, I love you. My name is PT. But if you find yourself continually being defensive, you need to do some deep work on why am I so insecure. If anybody can make you angry or offended at the drop of a hat, do the deep work. It takes wisdom, non-defensively. Because when you let your defenses down, watch what happens. Answers will come and you will learn from the experience, and then you will reflect on why you learn it and what you learn. Understand that what you do not know cannot develop you to the place you need to be. What you don't know about you, what you don't know about your past, what you don't know about your own actions or behaviors. Ask. The greatest place you can ever get in your life is peace. Because it relieves the need to be right and to be seen. You remove yourself. Okay, this is deep. I can hear you right now going, oh my goodness, this is really crazy. Number 4, have a win-win-win attitude. A win-win-win attitude. When you go into the situation, when you go into the conversation, don't go in to win it. Don't even go in to win-win. Go into win-win-win. It means I want you to win. I want the mission to win. And in that, I will win. That's called leadership. It's called managing the present while you create tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in a minute. A balanced approach where you can skillfully balance the interest of other people and your own interest. Be aware of your own interest. Be aware of what you're really wanting to get out of the situation that you're in. What is it that I need? What need am I trying to be met? Where am I in control? Where am I out of control? Where am I being loving and kind and gentle? Where is it that I'm being selfish and self-centered and very conceited? I have to be right. This is deep work, but it's what wisdom does. Wisdom goes for the deep. And it's why most people don't want to live there. They want to live in a transaction, not in a relationship. So when you start dealing with different ideas and diversities and interest, you have to seek, please hear me, you already know this, I'm going to remind you, you have to seek common good. What is it that we can all agree on? It's called building a consensus. Number 5. Managing uncertainty. This is, how do I deal with pressure? How do I deal when things don't go the way I want them to go? Highly wise individuals, people full of wisdom, have learned from experience how uncertainty and how uncertain and uncontrollable life can really be. Life is so uncertain. They have learned to trust in their own strength that has been developed by going through hardship. There are 3 things you got to have if you're going to have a high-performing mentality. You got to be able to deal with insurmountable odds, challenging relationships, and embarrassing deficiencies. Because if not, you will do everything you can in anything you get involved in. You'll try to protect yourself. And protection of yourself means I'm full of fear, which destroys intimacy. Uncertainty. You're not going to know it all. You don't have to know it all. So stop trying to act like you know it all. And listen. Number 6, you need to understand that wisdom should come, I put should come, with aging. But unfortunately, time on the planet does not equal wisdom. What it normally equals is permanency. I got broke back here, and I've never had enough wisdom to fix it, so I don't take it into my life 20 years later. You got to grow. You got to change. We had a locker room tonight, and my buddy Jorge shared about how he didn't know how to treat his wife. And he come to G5, and he's been around locker rooms, and he's now learning how to serve his wife. Breakthrough. I'm proud because as you age, you should get more wisdom. Paul said, when I was a child, I spake like a child. I acted like a child. When I grew up, I put away childish things. I'm not saying you should not ever have a playful heart. I think we should all laugh and have fun. But I think there has to come a time where, honestly, we put away childish behavior and we begin to walk in great wisdom. It seems that when people age, they become less ego-focused. What that means is that I don't have to be right anymore. I don't have to control anymore. And they become in their life, this is true, what I'm about to tell you right now, okay? Because they become aware of death, it leads them to a relevancy to what is really important in life. And they realize that life is not as long as you think it is. It's a vapor. I just ask you right now, how fast is 5 years gone? How fast is a year gone? You got to be careful in your life. That's why the Bible wisdom says, redeem the time. Redeem the time. Number 7, wisdom is developed through the mastery of challenges. When I was 18 years old, I heard this statement, and boy, did it ever rivet my life, that all power is protected by problems. The challenges in your life right now, when you overcome them through wisdom, are going to give you a new power. A power with people, a power with God, a power in circumstances. It's going to give you charisma that you presently don't have. Wise people are able to apply valuable lessons gained from previous experiences of coping with other challenges and adversity in their lives. When you win in life and overcome, it teaches you something through suffering and pain that you cannot learn anywhere else in your life. Wisdom is birth out of those kind of situations. I'll give you one real quick, okay? People that have wisdom, when something goes wrong, they don't raise their voice and get so excited. They actually calm down. They don't start yelling and screaming and, oh, no. They go, no. They slow down. They calm down. Why? Because you cannot think when your emotions are in a wreck. And I just want to encourage you, one of the things that wisdom will give you in your life is that you do not allow your life to be ran by emotions. By the way, this is one of the most valuable things you will ever teach a child. That they can control their emotions. It's now called emotional intelligence. I don't have to live my life out of my feelings. I can live my life out of wisdom. Does that mean I throw my feelings away? No. No, you want to have passion and fire, but you want to get rid of the dangerous, self-defeating emotions that destroy you. Number 8, you got to see long-term vision. You got to see a bigger picture. In your life right now, whatever you're facing, what's the bigger picture? What's the bigger picture? Just recently, I had my friend in town, Les Denard, and he brought his team, some of his team, and we had such a great time. And it was just such a joy for me to watch his team expand their thinking. Great leadership develops bigger thinking. So here's what you're going to find out with people with wisdom. Are you ready? This is big, what I'm about to tell you. They're not primarily guided by immediate goals or actions. Rather, more of an ultimate goal and dream for their whole life. Let me say that simpler. They're long-term thinkers. They think more about their legacy than they do the immediate. So they have this broader perspective that it makes it easier to put complicating details aside and focus on what's most important. Wow. We call it getting in the weeds. I want to encourage you. Number 9, I think I'm going to get finished on time. Number 9, wisdom is driven by purpose. And purpose is driven by wisdom. Having a sense of direction, having a sense of meaning, have a sense of broader purpose in your life, meaningful goals for oneself and others, is a significant contributor to the development of wisdom. Purpose in life is associated with emotional stability and resilience during vulnerable and stressful life events. This weekend we had this team in, and one of Les's teammates walked up to me with tears streaming down her face and said, "This week I discovered my purpose." Wow. What you need to know is that wisdom will teach you that purpose is on the inside of you. It's a seed that's growing and developing. It's not something for you to go out and discover. It's something for you to uncover. But most of us never have it pointed out. By the way, purpose has to be planted in love in order for it to feel safe enough to grow. I wonder how many of you right now on this call tonight are walking completely in your purpose. Every step you take, you have such confidence, knowing that you're walking in your purpose. Number 10 is simply this: stay calm. I talked about that a little bit earlier. But emotional stability is a necessary component of wisdom. Emotional stability is the ability when you're under pressure and stress and crisis to be able to calm down enough to not allow your emotion to take you out, but actually raise you up. You harness that negative emotion and you put it into passion and wisdom and understanding. That's why I encourage you in life, if you start to get too stressed, make sure you can laugh about it. Just see the humor in it. My wife and I will often come back after early when we would get in arguments and misunderstandings, and later we would sit and we would just laugh that we allowed something so small to grow so big. But some of us have this fear of, honestly, of being abandoned or not being accepted or not being approved of. And so we want to protect ourselves. In your life, I encourage you to develop the stability when you're under fire and you're under pressure and you're in a crisis. See, right now I'm talking to somebody that right now you're in a transition and you're trying to figure out what to do next. And if you're not careful, you will allow the emotion and the fear and the frustration to overtake your ability to dream and to listen and to start looking inside of your soul. I want you to have wisdom so much. So I want to cast vision with you a little bit tonight and let you know that I started this men's call during COVID. And I love being able to come to you on Zoom. And in my life, in the last year and a half, I've been really refocusing myself on who it is that I'm supposed to walk with and be with. So this platform of this Zoom call is it is going to go away. And this is my last Zoom call on men's calls. But if we have your email, I'm going to be emailing you and letting you know the new opportunity where we can come together, and it's kind of not just this big crowd, but it's really my tribe. It's who I'm called to. It's who I'm called to pour into. It's who I'm called to walk with. And there will be a lot of it that, every month it will be free access. But I want to go deeper with you. I really want to help you this year have a banner year. I really want to help you kind of level up to the next level. I want to help you get stronger, get there faster, and I want to be able to spend some quality time with you. So my responsibilities at G5 just keep increasing. We keep exploding. Our locker rooms are exploding. Our campuses are exploding. Everything that we're doing here is exploding. So I'm right now saying, you know what? This was great during COVID, but we're now free. So I want to start a new platform that you can decide if you want to be a part of it, where we can consistently be planted and grow, and I can pour into your life. I can do broad, but we can be very specific. So I just want you to know we have loved being with you. It's been so exciting to be with you. I'm not leaving anybody behind. I'm actually giving you a new door. We'll be sending you the email that you can walk through, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to get more intense on the training and the equipping and the empowering and the enlargement and the encouragement of your life. I want to spend more time pouring into a specific group of people that I think I feel called to, and I sense that they feel called to me. So I love you. We will be getting this email to you and letting you know exactly what next steps will be. We're going to have opportunity to grow together. I want to see your businesses. I want to see your companies. I want to see your marriages. I want to see your families. I want to see you go to a level that you've never experienced before. And I just want to tell you this. PT, have never been in a better space in my entire life. I think I see more clearly. I'm walking in my calling more clearly. I am now equipping at a level that I never thought possible. And so I just believe now that it's time to move from the masses to some individuals that says, hey, we're going to do this and we're going to grow together. I don't want to leave anybody behind. I want you to be able to step into the next destiny of where we're going. And I want to walk with you. And I believe this with everything inside of me. The greatest stories of overcoming and success are just ahead of us. We're going to do this. It's going to be private, but it's going to be powerful. So together, I just want you to know how much I love you. It has been a joy for me to do these calls every month during a time that we all needed to be together. And so we're going to expand this. We're going to watch God grow this, but we're going to go to a private situation where now it can even be more intense and probably have some interaction in it so that we can grow. So I love you. I appreciate you. We're going to stop this call tonight. I will stay on. If you have some questions about anything I've talked about tonight, I would love to answer that and be with you. I love you. I am so proud of you. I believe in you. Our best days are ahead of us. We got this. Charge.